Renewed bombardment of Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, as Severodonetsk in the Donbas region also comes under heavy fire. The United Nations warns of unprecedented global hunger and destitution if Russia continues to block grain exports from Ukraine. And the story of this startling image, a 16-year-old girl in her prom dress in the ruins of her school in Kharkiv.
Let's take you to Ukraine, where the President Zelensky says that the fate of the east part of the country hinges on one city, Severodonetsk, which is coming under heavy Russian fire.
Ukrainian soldiers are low on equipment and have been pushed to the outskirts of the region.
Our correspondent Joe Inwood is in Kiev this morning. Joe, good to see you this morning. So what should we read into this? Because we know the battles have been on the eastern side significantly, but we're now hearing, aren't we, more about sustained losses from the Ukrainian side.
Yeah, and it's interesting. They've quite often been reluctant to talk about the battles when they're going badly, but obviously at points they are. President Zelensky was last night talking about this city of Severodonetsk. Now it's a big industrial city, and it's been the focus of the most intense Russian fire, the most intense Russian push for the last few days. The battle there has ebbed and flowed. At points they've said that Russia controls 80% of the city. Then the regional governor, Sergei Yadai, said that they'd counterattacked and taken back about half. But now it does seem like they're on the back foot. Now, what I found interesting about this statement from President Zelensky last night, saying that the fate for the Donbas will be decided in Severodonetsk, is actually that doesn't really tally with what we've heard from military analysts, what we've heard indeed from the governor himself, because there is another city that we've spoken about many times called Lysychansk on the other bank of this river that runs between the two cities. Now, in many ways, Lysychansk is the more defensible position. It's on a hill, it overlooks a river. Severodonetsk is on flat land. I mean, I've driven through these places. It's on flat land, and it is on the eastern bank of the river. So it is a harder city to defend than Lysychansk, but even then, the Russians are struggling to take this. And so it could well be that although President Zelensky says that, he's talking in emotional terms about the fate of the region and not in military terms, because they do have fallback positions. But of course, it is very difficult to know what's really going on the ground.
It is. We're relying on people like you, of course, Joe. Thanks so much. Joe Winwood there for us in Kyiv.